What's up, Leo? I'm Chris. Welcome to your February Tarot Scope. Okay, a couple quick announcements. In the description, you'll find links for private readings. I'm closing my Etsy shop at the end of the month and moving over to a website. So all the bookings I have left available are marked down to sell. It's kind of like a clearance. So if you're interested in checking that out, as well as many love readings I have for February, that's in the description below. Also, the donations you guys have been sending through PayPal have been amazing. It makes me just feel like you really value like the videos that I'm doing here, the monthlies. And if you want to continue helping to support the channel, you'll find the link there as well. As well as my Instagram, I'm posting a lot of tarot related content. Weekly readings are being posted there in my stories, as well as some daily pulls. Like today I have a daily pull I'm putting up, as well as just some fun stuff. So go ahead and follow me there as well. All right, so Leo, I think that coming into February, things have been a little rocky, right? My impression when I was meditating on you guys was like, I felt like this really big golden light, like emanating golden light. But ultimately, sorry, just gonna adjust the camera. But ultimately, what I felt when I was like emanating this golden light was that in the core, there was almost like a little bit of a void, a little bit of a dark, sort of like a dark feeling, if you will, a sort of sadness, a sort of going without, a sort of, again, a void. And Leo, I think what's happening right now is there's been some stuff that's happening in your life that might have been rocking the confidence level a little bit, right? I think that externally things have been going really well for you guys. If anyone looks at you on the surface, you seem to have gotten together, right? Money is doing all right. You know, your career is going all right. If you're in a relationship, like that seems all right. But there's something on the inside, I think, with Leo that is feeling a little off. And my impression when I was looking at this was that you guys need to invest this month in February into the things that make you feel confident, into the things that make you feel powerful. I think a lot of you are very creative types, and I think this month is asking for you to reconnect to the things that you're passionate about. If you're fortunate enough to have like a day job that also correlates with the thing you're passionate about, great. But for a lot of us, that's not the case. So if you have hobbies, side interests, anything like that, Leo, other pursuits outside of your day job, it's time for you to pursue that in the month of February. As it comes out of my mouth, the Eight of Pentacles, meaningful work, meaningful work. Like, I just think sometimes I don't even have to pull cards anymore because like the stuff that I'm picking up in my meditations and channeling your energy is just like on point. Eight of Pentacles, meaningful work. That's the name of the game in your central situation for February, Leo. Doing the things that ignite your passions, doing the things that don't even feel like work because they're just so exciting and give you life. And what is most important, I think, Leo, in this is a restoration of confidence. Like the thing that makes you feel when you stand back and look at what you created, like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, like I have this skill, I have talent, I'm a person of substance, I have something to offer in a big way. Because the drudgery of our day-to-day lives might be like weighing you, right? The things you have to put up with for the sake of money and paying the bills might be like a little heavy right now, right? The mundane, everyday things are feeling a little heavy. And Leo, what I also want to say is that, you know that quote in Lion King, this also came to me when I was meditating. The quote in Lion King where Simba tells his dad, Mufasa is like, I just want to be brave like you. And then Mufasa, I'm getting a little chills remembering that movie. And then Mufasa says, I'm only brave when I have to be. I think right now, Leo, you don't have to be brave. I think right now it's not necessary to keep up a face to the world. I actually think in the pursuit of this, in the pursuit of your work, in the pursuit of your dreams and your passions, there might be a little isolation in store for February, right? And it's not like you're being a hermit. It's just like the natural isolation that comes when you're really focused on what you're doing, right? If you're a writer, that means naturally if you're writing a lot, you're going to be spending a lot of time on your own. Tarot reading for me is another passion. Writing is my passion. Tarot and witchy shit is my other passion. And, you know, doing that work, I connect with people, but at the same time, like, when I'm doing these videos, it's a lot of time alone. So that's what I mean by, like, being a little on your own this month. just for the sake of focusing on your drives, focusing on your passions. Now we have more pentacles. So is this a month about work, guys? Is this a month about taking on a lot, working on a lot of projects, feeling at harmony with other people, feeling at harmony with yourself, most importantly? Now, if you guys are in a relationship, I think for those of you who are in a union, that this month shows that, like, at least in your ideals, what you want is this synergy between you and the other person. That there's a move towards partnership, there's a move towards connection, there's a move towards unity and the stability that a partner brings you. So it might be, Leo, that the outside world is not giving you what you want or you need, but for those of you who are with somebody, you come home at the end of the day and you have this person who thinks that you're the shit, who thinks that you're great. I have a manager at work who always focuses on, like, she thinks it's really important for the way that someone goes home at the end of the day. She says all the time that I want when you go home, you're going home to people who love you and care about you. And I want the person who's waiting for you at home to get the person that left in the beginning of the day. In other words, like, for work to not suck the life out of you so much that you take it home with you. And Leo, I think right now in your partnerships, if you are in a relationship, that those are really invigorating to you and actually really making you feel stable and secure. Now, those of you who are not in relationships, this is still like a sense of community, a sense of partnership, a sense of friendship that makes you feel stable, that makes you feel secure. You know, in a few weeks, I'm doing a Valentine's Day brunch on Valentine's Day weekend for all my friends. Because, you know, we're out here in LA, a lot of us are away from our family, and a lot of people are single. And I want people to know that, like, even if they're not in a relationship, there's love of community, there's love of friends. You can get support, you can get intimacy, you can get affection and all those things from places that are not your relationships, not your romantic relationships. And I think, Leo, that's what's going on here with you for the single folks. Getting that support, getting that structure, getting that balance and harmony and feeling of protection from people who are close to you. What this is also, Leo, is wanting to take on a lot. I think you have a lot of creative energy pent up in you. And I think you want to, like, take on a lot of projects. And I think you really want to put yourself out there in the world. And Leo, now is the time to do it because like, you have your energy here. The energy of the sun is super powered. Right? So we're going here in sort of in the past, right? So I think that, Leo, what's happened is that we might have been coming out of a time, you know, less in the recent past, but a little farther back, where things felt happy, where you felt successful, where you felt joyous, where you felt optimistic. And I think coming out in the first position of this past here, that in the more recent past, you might have been missing this. You might have been missing this warmth. You might have been missing this glow. Someone checked me last month about referencing that we're in winter time, right? Because I'm in the northern hemisphere and people are watching this in the southern hemisphere, and you know, for them right now it's summer. So I think last month I mentioned, like, the sun being gone because it's winter. If you live in the southern hemisphere, it's summer right now, right? So regardless of what the season is, Leo, there might have been in very recent times a sense of this not being here, of the sun kind of being away, of that warmth, that gravitas that comes so easily to you, that natural sense of confidence, of power, of capability. Might feel like it's a thing that's been a little more in the past, right? January might not have been that month where you're feeling super strong, where you're feeling super connected and warm. But February is where I think that starts to come back, and it starts to come back from within. So again, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I was just thinking about this, the weekly readings that I've been doing, and the Ace of Pentacles came up recently for Leo. And so I think for a lot of you guys, there are new job opportunities. There were new financial flows of income, whether that was a promotion. Someone told me when I did the Ace of Pentacles that she just got a promotion, or whether that's a brand new job. I know another Leo who just got a new job, right? And I think there might have been some optimism around this. There might have been some passion. There might have been some excitement. You might have felt like things were on the upswing. A lot of you also, I think that when it comes to this, there's also a sense of partnership here. I think that this reading is very heavily leaning towards, since we have 3 earth signs here, earth symbols, leaning very heavily towards work stuff. But I also feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, this has come up for me before with regards to long-term committed relationships. So some of you might have also been, like, getting settled down with someone who you see real partner potential with, right? And so there was this there was this happiness, there was this glow, there was this like radiance that was coming out of you. And now I feel like it's just a little bit more on the surface, because I think that what's happening here is that with the seed of the Ace of Pentacles, you need the warmth to make it grow, right? And so right now what I think is happening is that seed is sort of a little buried a little deeper, right? Where you're not quite feeling the benefits of it yet. Where maybe you are making a little extra money, but like that money hasn't been put to use for something practical, right? You might have been getting a new job, but maybe you didn't even start the new job yet. Or you're just like getting acclimated to the new job, right? Or your relationship was kind of new and a partnership was new, right? Now, Leo, especially if you're, oh fuck. I don't even want to say this, but some of you might be dealing with Libras. And I think with Libras here, there was an opportunity. And I'm not sure, because this is coming up in the past, I'm not sure, Leo, if you took advantage of that opportunity or if you let it slip through your fingers. Now, for the rest of y'all, this feels painful to me. This feels like that harder sense of course correction. You know, Libra rules the Libra rules justice, and Libras do balancing acts with things, right? But then they also, if you look, like part of justice is that big ass sword. So sometimes with getting what you want or what you need, it's not always something that's going to feel good. And I think part of what's been happening for you guys is things might have been happening that where the payoff didn't feel great, where you might not be getting recognized, you might not be getting validated. This is what I mean when I say that Ace of Pentacles, it's potential, but that potential might not be showing itself, right? But if that's the case, Leo, I think that what this is about is that you're on a course correction with justice. Justice is also karma. Justice puts things on the right path. Justice corrects things. It balances, right? It's fairness. So Leo, I think that what's happening is that if you haven't been feeling great, if you've been a little in the dumps, if you've been feeling like almost nostalgic about a happier time or more optimistic time, if you're waiting for your financial gains to pay off in a way, I think going into February, we're going to start to, it's a course correcting month, right? Or January was a course correcting month. And I think my instinct is that as we go through February, because we're going chronologically here, as we go through February, it's almost like, you know how when you get your spine aligned, right? How it kind of hurts for a second, but then it feels good. That's what I think is happening here, Leo. There's a correction, there's an adjustment that's happening, and it might like feel uncomfortable for a second, but it's gonna start feeling better. So even if you're in a position right now where things feel like shit, if you're not super happy about what you're doing, it's lighting a fire under your ass, right? This sun here is something that I think we're going back to, right? This is the confidence that I'm talking about in the beginning, we're going back to, and what's at the center of it, all this, guys? Working on your passions, putting effort into the things you love. Even if the thing you love is just like looking hot, you know, even if the thing you love is working out and like having a tight body and getting Instagram followers or whatever, if that's all it is, it doesn't have to be like super deep and profound. Whatever gives you joy, whatever gives you pleasure, but in a material way, in a tangible way that people will see and that like you can see results. Now here, Leo, we have a turning point, and the turning point is the High Priestess in reverse. Excuse me, whenever I see the High Priestess in reverse, the first thing that comes to mind is disconnect from the self. It's a sense of feeling a little lost. So in this course correction that justice is bringing to you, it might be making you feel a little bit off course, like you're not quite sure where things are going. You're not quite sure of your destiny. With these two upright together, these cards suggest like knowing what you're doing and knowing where you're going, and with confidence, right? But here, it's like the path hasn't been so clear. But again, as a turning point here, this is what's lighting a fire under your ass. This is what's making you, like, it's almost like you're refusing to feel bad. You're refusing to feel inadequate. You're refusing to let, like, anything tell you that you're less than what you know you are. right? So sometimes, Leo, we have to hit that sort of rock bottom place before we pick ourselves up and before we know how to go forward, right? Sometimes it's having the bad job. Sometimes it's you know, all that stuff that says, this doesn't work for me. This isn't what I want. This isn't what I'm about. And then you have the opportunity to go forward and make something of it. And I also feel like here, Leo, there's been a lot of like internalized feelings, right? There's been a lot of like thinking and maybe even being a little hard on yourself, right? Maybe not, you know, questioning your judgments about certain things. Maybe questioning what once was clear to you, like your passion, right? This is falling right underneath this card. So should I even be pursuing this thing? I had a talk with the Leo the other day. We were in a writing fellowship together, and we're talking about like our future in the entertainment world. And she's like, trust me, like I think all the time about whether I should be not doing this anymore. So maybe some of those moments for you guys, right? Where you're like, is this what I want to be doing? Is this where I'm going? Is this what I'm about? Now going to the future here, as I said, when we go through February, fire lighting under our ass with the 8 of Wands. So now we have these two 8s connecting to each other. Moving really swiftly, moving really passionately towards the things we love. This is that moment, Leo, where you're saying, I refuse to be less than. I refuse to feel less than. I refuse to feel inadequate. I refuse to be a victim of circumstances. I'm not okay with like a job just being a job anymore. I'm moving forward. So Leo, in February, you're going to be moving forward in a big way. For some of you, that might be changing what you do. For some of you, again, that might just be starting something new, like a new job, or just reinvigoration of a passion. Right? This could be just getting your blood pumping again, like working out, getting outdoors, whatever it is. Getting in the sun, getting that vitamin D. That lifts the spirits, right? There's a reason the sun is associated with joy, and then also vitamin D, I think it like releases endorphins or something, or serotonin. I know when I've been like down in the dumps, I just go take a walk in the sunshine. I'm lucky to live in LA, but walking in the sunshine and feeling the sun on my skin like does something to your mood. Right? And do you see what I was saying before now, Leo? I'm looking at these cards now. How this moment kind of says, fuck this. I'm moving. I'm making change. I'm doing something better. And now we have the Wheel of Fortune. You are making your own wheel turn. Like Leo, if you've been down in the dumps, trust in the month of February, things are going to change, and things are going to change fast, and you're going to feel the prosperity. You're going to feel joy. You're going to feel abundance. And here's a little line in this card too, right? So here we have Leo. I was looking at this card and I was like, Leo's turning the wheel themselves. Usually with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like fate is moving, right? Things sometimes out of your control. But look, as the guardian of this portal, of what's next, standing on top of it is the lion. You are the guardian of your own threshold. You are the one that brings you forward. You are the one that has control over what you do. You have control over how much you make. You have control over how good you feel and how or don't. Right? Leo's not about letting other people control their moods. Leo's not about being at the whims of others. Strength, right? The card that represents you guys. Control, discipline, willpower. Master of your own fate. And now look, we have this row here. In between new opportunities and abundance, you have what? Focus on your passions. Focusing on creativity. Focusing on building things. Right? I'm going to put this on my Instagram, so again, if you want to follow me there, check that out. But I did a daily pull for myself, and I got the Magician and this card in my Oracle deck called Everydayness. And the message to me was that, like, creativity is something that's a daily thing. We get so hooked up on the fame and the fortune and the glory of the attention and the likes and the views that sometimes, like, artists, ever know an artist who doesn't make art? You never know a creative person who doesn't create? The tediousness, the everyday toil of our dreams is where real creativity happens, is where we actually become able to manifest. The magician channels energy through him, but he's not looking at what he's creating. He's being the force that creates. And then one day you look up and you have the thing in front of you that you wanted, right? You have the thing that you created. So here, again, Leo, the Five of Pentacles, I think some necessary loneliness. I think for some of you guys, there does need to be a focus here, because we're going full circle, right? On greater prosperity and greater financial income and how you get yourself to the next level. So even if you have gotten a promotion, even if you have got a new job, how can you make even more money? Is the thing that you love to do a potential source of like big income? More than just clocking in and out, right? But for those of you who are kind of doing okay with finances, what the Five of Pentacles is showing is a little bit of that being withdrawn. A little bit of having to take the step back. To do what? Focus on your priorities. So far, guys, half of this reading is Pentacles. All Earth energy. February for you guys is all about getting your money right and your health right. And if those things are okay, then pushing to even greater things. Pushing to your passions, right? Creating your dream career, right? If your day jobs are right, what about your dream career? It's possible for you here, Leo. But it's going to take, you're going to have to make yourself a little busy. You might have to sacrifice some socializing. You might have to just sort of withdraw. And if you are somebody, because I always get comments like, haha, I'm always by myself anyway. Like, lots of people are watching this. I can't know what everybody's situation is. But if you are a person who's like on your own a lot anyway, how are you using your time? Are you investing that alone time into your hobbies? Into being creative? Or are you like sitting on the couch, scrolling, spending hours on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, Twitter? It's about using your time now productively, Leo. The bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So more Earth energy. If anybody is dealing with a Taurus here in particular, but any Earth sign, but particularly a Taurus, I think part of the energy here is whether or not you're dealing with that person, that's to embrace that energy, right? So in other words, that slow, steady, persistent. A Taurus is very work-oriented. They indulge and rest a lot, right? But it's because they work so hard the rest of the time. So Leo, I think this is partly saying that your journey to become next level, because the Hierophant does represent next levels. Look, we have again symbolism of a doorway, of a portal into something greater that he's guarding. And the way you get through that portal, through that doorway, Leo, is slow, persistent work. I don't think it's a coincidence that I pulled those cards right before I did this reading, because I was taking a break between readings. Right? The everydayness and the Magician. Master of your own fate. What you do is in charge. You're in charge of it, right? You have experiences, you have knowledge, you have wisdom, and now you are the one that walks yourself through the gate to what's next. You're the one who makes the effort and the energy and the choice to move on to something greater. And the Hierophant promises elevation and status. He promises growth in institutions, in the world, in the hierarchy. Let me show you the cards. But if it is a Taurus person that you're dealing with, I think that person could be, or an Earth sign person, you could be picking up a lot of positive qualities from this person. If this is a relationship, then this person could be very grounding to you. If you're interested in an Earth sign person, there's a lot of potential here for them to come into your life and make things work for you in a big way. Right? So let's look at the cards. There you go. So you see, At the core of it, we have work. At the core of it, we have meaningful work. It's been a little bit of a time, Leo. A little bit of a struggle. A lot of attention on newness, right? But also some like harsh lessons along the way that maybe make you feel a little disconnected from yourself. But that moment of maybe lack of confidence, that moment of unsureness, is what picks you up, and now you're connected to that thing more than ever. And now you have to spend some time alone. You have to reflect a little bit. You have to withdraw from the world. You have to sort of make your struggle, but like in a way that leads you back to this, right? You have to make yourself struggle, take some extra hard time, sacrifice things, right? To take on a lot, be really busy with your work, right? That's what I mean by struggle, right? Like maybe less party time and fun time, going out time, socializing, whatever you do, even less rest time, less relaxation time, because here on the other side of it, we have the opportunity for happiness again, right? Okay, cool. So Leo, let's go ahead and just pull a outcome card for the month of February to see what else you have to look forward to. But so far, I'm really encouraged by this reading. I think that this is a big month for you guys for work. And I said it from the meditation, and it came out right here in the cards right in front of our faces. All this pentacles, all this earth. All this reconnecting to joy, reconnecting to confidence. Confidence is here in the Wheel of Fortune, right? Trusting yourself and trusting the universe to provide. Having faith again in yourself. Having faith in what you set out to do. Having faith in your dreams and your ambitions. Really beautiful spread here. I like the way it looked when I pointed the camera down. All right, Leo, let's see what we got. Cool. Hey, there we go. So we have the Knight of Swords as your outcome for February. So what is this again, Leo? Movement. What is this again? Confidence, trust. Everything I was just saying about trusting yourself, trusting the universe, that's the domain of the Knight of Swords. He trusts his intellect. He trusts that his ability to connect to people, to work with people, right? The reason he goes so fast on that horse, and you can see like the energy in that card, you can see the energy in the movement of that horse, right? Of the wind at his feet, at his back rather, right? He moves so fast because he trusts himself. He trusts his horse. He trusts his knowledge. He trusts his experience. And doesn't second guess, doesn't think twice, just goes for it. Falls and stumbles sometimes, sure. Makes mistakes sometimes, sure. But at the end of the day, progress, breakneck progress, breakneck speed. Right? So it's time to embody that energy, Leo, of not thinking twice, of almost putting the blinders on to doubt and insecurity and questions, and just knowing, like adopt some healthy dose of denial this month, or not denial, delusion, a healthy dose of fantasy. There's no question that you're going to make it. There's no question that you're already halfway there, right? And things are going to start to happen. This is a promise that as we move into March, things flow again and move, and you're going to start to feel progress and feel invigorated, right? This his heart is racing. All right, guys, so really great reading. If you're interested in private readings, check that out in the link below. I also have my Aquarius season reading that I'm going to link to it here. Check that out. I did mini readings for all the signs, as well as my weekly readings. Those have been getting great reception, so you can check that out as well. PayPal donations, like, comment, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Leo, if it's been a hard time for you, trust that February is a turning point where you get reconnected to yourself, you get reconnected to your passions, you get reconnected to your confidence, and then we go towards the end of February and into March, like feeling yourself and feeling pride and feeling strength and feeling the glory of just who you are, right? So now not only are you shining on the outside, but it's coming from a place from the inside where you don't have to force it, it just naturally emanates from you. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'll talk to you in March. You take care.